Hey everyone, Stephen Morales here, and today I have a video review for the 5% Rich Piana's 5% Nutrition All Day You May Branch Chain Amino Acid supplement here. So I've already done the video review for his pre-workout, so this is going to be his Branch Chain Amino Acid supplement, and it has a 10 to 1 to 1 ratio for the branch chain amino acids. Now we're going to do this a little bit differently. We're going to quick cut. I'm going to just show photos of this, and I'm going to go in detail and in depth with all the stuff that's in here, what it's doing for your body, and then I'll give my final verdict on whether or not I think this is a good product for you to use. Not only by itself, but I mentioned this in the pre-workout video, but he's kind of created these to be like a stack, which most companies are doing nowadays, where they want you to do all of their products exclusively. But with this, I'm going to kind of talk about the notion of taking it by itself, and then what it's going to do when you stack it, at least for right now, with the pre-workout drink. And then he also has the nitric oxide boost one also. I'll do a separate review for that, and then I'll talk about all three of these together and whether or not I think it's a good option for you to do, or a good stack for you to do. So let's go ahead and click over now into the ingredients and what is actually in this and what it's doing for your body.
All right, first up, we have 30 servings in this, and you actually have a vitamin C and B6 and B12 panel in this. So we have 200 milligrams of vitamin C, you have 2 milligrams of B6, and then you have 125 micrograms of B12. Didn't have to put them in there. It is a nice touch. You are kind of getting that with other foods, maybe other supplements if you're taking a multivitamin or anything like that. Nice to see that it's in there. If your body's not going to utilize it, though, you're just going to pee it out. But you do burn through these things as you work out. Next, let's get into the branch chain amino acid blend. So you have your leucine, isoleucine, and valine. Now this product's a little bit different. It's a 10 to 1 to 1 ratios, which means as it has the 6 grams or the 6,000 milligrams with this, at that 10 to 1 to 1 ratio, it says it on the front here also, but you have 5 grams of leucine. A little bit different than most of the products that you're going to see, which are going to have a 2 to 1 to 1 ratio. Now, the leucine is actually going to be the most anabolic. It's one of the amino acids that actually is causing the greatest amount of muscle growth that your body's going to need, or the greatest amount of repair. So a little bit different with that, but it only leaves 500 milligrams for the isoleucine and then the valine there. So if you're wanting more of a like 1 gram of isoleucine or 1 gram of valine type ratio, this might not be the product for you. But I understand why he's pushing more towards getting the 5 grams of the leucine, because like I said, that's the one that's actually going to be repairing the muscle the most and causing having the greatest effect on increasing muscle or having recovery with that. You have some other products out there that even have 30 to 1 to 1 ratios. I don't recommend taking those. I honestly think his 10 to 1 to 1 is like the highest I might go, especially if you end up drinking this multiple times throughout the day. But it is a little bit different than what you're seeing with other products. It's also different because he has an essential amino acid blend in here. Now, it's not a ton. It's only 155 milligrams, but he has the phenylalanine, the threonine, histidine, and methionine. I just want to point out real quick the histidine or histidine, depending on how you want to pronounce it. I always say histidine, and the methionine. For vegans or vegetarians, one of the things that you'll hear is, hey, if you're going to, you'll see them eat rice and beans a lot together. And that is because one doesn't have, and I can't remember which one it is just offhand, but one, let's say rice is missing the histidine, but the beans have it. And then the beans are missing the methionine, but the rice has that. So you eat those together to create a complete protein for your body with that, which is usually one of the things that if you're vegetarian or vegan that you're looking for, is these complete proteins, which means that you have the 8 essential amino acids that are essential for life. We call them essential because you need them. If you don't get them, your body starts to shut down. So that is also good to see in there. Not necessarily needed, and it is in a smaller quantity, but it's in there. Next up, we have the conditionally essential amino acid blend. With this, we have L-glutamine. Now, with glutamine on the front, it says that it's going to be 2.5 grams of that. Now, there's 2,800 milligrams or 2.8 grams in this. So you're really looking at 300 milligrams then split between the L-carnitine, L-tartrate, and the N-acetyl L-cysteine. So it's either 150 milligrams for both of those, or you're looking like 200 milligrams for one and then 100 for the other, some type of ratio like that. Not a lot. And typically you have higher amounts when you're consuming it, 1, maybe even 2 grams of either one of those. And that's where you're really going to see the benefit. Now, I do like that it has the 2.5 grams of glutamine in there. It's just the other ones noteworthy, but they're not in super high doses to provide a huge benefit for you. L-carnitine, L-tartrate, you're looking at reducing fatigue when exercising, maybe a little bit of fat loss. With these, there's so many different things that they can contribute to. Usually, a brand will highlight one thing, like aiding in fat loss or your body's ability to burn fat. The N-acetyl L-cysteine, that one, I mean, it's a antioxidant. But with that, when you look into it, I mean, one of the things that it's mainly used for is helping to protect the liver from damage from acetaminophen or Tylenol. So just almost like protective of the body. I've seen them use it in cases for bronchitis and a whole bunch of other things. So a good addition in there, just help protect the body. But like I said, those are going to be in lower doses. The glutamine is in a good high dose though, so I like to see that. Next, we have the amino acid support blend. With that, we have L-taurine. So with L-taurine, that's going to be an antioxidant. Typically, you're seeing it in things like Monster drinks or Rockstar energy drinks because it's going to be a brain stimulant for you. After that, we have the raw coconut water concentrate. And I just want to point out real quick, with L-taurine, usually you're looking at a couple grams with that. This is 960 milligrams, so maybe 500 milligrams of taurine. Because usually, obviously, the first thing listed is going to have the highest amount in it, and then it'll go down from there. But I don't know that for sure. But next, we have the raw coconut water concentrate. I do like seeing that because with this, you're getting, you're actually getting your like potassium, your magnesium, all of your electrolytes with that. So it's going to help your body because obviously, if you're working out hard, you're sweating a whole bunch. You need to replace those electrolytes. After that, that long word right there, which is basically just leucic acid, which is a variant of the amino acid L-leucine. With that, what you're usually seeing as far as study wise is there's, and I didn't find a ton of research on it, but it was a little bit kind of pushing towards the notion that this is going to help your body stay anabolic and build lean muscle mass. And it's going to almost be anti-catabolic, which just means your body is then breaking down muscle to feed itself, anabolic muscle building. So it's supposed to actually prevent your body from going into a catabolic state. But I don't know, like I said, there's hasn't been a ton of research on it. It's promising from what I've seen, but I haven't seen a ton of research. And with that, when you're looking at the dose, it's going to be much higher than what you're seeing in here if they're going to be taking it. Next, you have bromelain, and then you have micro dried blueberry fruit powder. With those two, bromelain is I believe, a mineral. So with that, just helping to replace that. So with any of these, they're obviously going to have some type of reaction in the body that's going to aid your body in recovery. And then the micro-dried blueberry fruit powder, I'm assuming that's just for the antioxidants that are going to be in blueberries. Next, we have the intracellular buffer blend. For this, we have 1.5 grams or 1,500 milligrams. First off, we have creatinol O phosphate. Now, with creatinol phosphate, and this is in the pre-workout, the Kill It pre-workout. I talked about it there. It's a synthetic analog of creatine that was created as a cardioprotective drug. It actually metabolizes into creatinol and not creatine. There is no effective dose known. Most of the studies that I was looking at, I mean, they're older studies, 79, 80, 84, 81. I mean, the closest one I saw was done in 06. But it essentially allows the muscle to contract beyond normal limit. So they have that in there, which you're stacking that now with the Kill It if you're taking the pre-workout also. Next, we have beta alanine. With beta alanine, it's going to help with muscular endurance, and it's really the thing that's giving you that tingling sensation that you notice when you take pre-workouts. I mean, between that and then the caffeine, and then usually they put a high amount of niacin in some of these, that's where you're really going to feel that tingling sensation, but that's part of that. But like I said, it's just for the muscular endurance side of it. And there are more studies backing beta alanine, I will say that. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one, which is going to be the joint support blend. Yeah, they have glucosamine in there. I love seeing that, and that's why I like this product overall. Is really here. Now it's not a ton. You're looking at between this and MSM. Um, Both of those are used for joint, and it actually MSM helps actually get bad estrogen out of the liver. That's another good part of MSM. But looking at just joint protection and all of that, so let's say 3 to 400 milligrams, right? Either way, so either split 300 milligrams a piece, or you're looking at 400 milligrams for maybe the glucosamine, and then 200 for the MSM. It is a lower dose. You are going to have to basically get in a couple grams of that. But I like that addition in there because I'm already taking that for my joints, and it just helps to add that in there a little bit. You don't really see that typically with a lot of products where they're adding in that to it, especially with something like a branched chain amino acid supplement. Usually you're seeing this more with like a supplement that you have to take specifically for joints, or you're adding in like you're buying a joint pill and you're dumping it in your smoothies, or you're adding it to your supplement. So this is already in there, which is really, really good. So I like that. Like I said, glucosamine is going to help to lubricate the joints. MSN, not an insane amount of studies that I've been able to find kind of overall in terms of like, yes, this specifically helps with joints. Usually what you see is that, yeah, there is some type of effect on the joint where it's helping to uh, keep it kind of more limber and strong. But usually what I've seen in the research that I've personally done is more geared towards the fact that it kicks out bad liver or bad estrogen, sorry, out of the liver. So it's actually helping your body to get rid of excess estrogen that it has, because the estrogen will build up in your liver, hangs around too long, not good. Higher the estrogen, we're talking about other effects, especially if you're a male, increase in body fat and so on. So that is all the ingredients in here. I do want to point, it has the other ingredients down at the bottom there. Natural flavors. I hate seeing that. I just don't understand at this point why they can't tell you what's in it. And that's just across the board. I mean, most of the supplements I review, they say natural flavors. They don't really tell you kind of where they're getting it or anything like that. And we have citric acid, glucose polymers. I always pronounce this wrong. Acylsulfame, potassium, sucralose. So that's your sweetener. Obviously, that's kind of pretty common. I am hoping to see the industry change more towards natural sweeteners like stevia, silicone dioxide, and number blue. So anti-caking with the silicon dioxide, blue number one, that's just giving it its color. I'm hoping that they move away from these dyes. I'm kind of getting tired of seeing the dyes in there. Glucose polymers. Uh, I've seen this in other supplements, and typically with that, my understanding is it's just kind of keeping your body in a position where it's funneling all of this into the muscles that it needs to go to with that glucose. Citric acid is just trying to keep this shelf stable, so it doesn't rot or anything like that, which with these supplements kind of hard to do. Overall, I do like this product. I actually, with everything that's in it, there are lower doses on some other things, but I mean, really, you're getting what you're wanting is the branched chain amino acids. Everything else with this is just kind of a nice add-on, even if it's not the clinical dose or a higher dose. With this, I do like it. Now, compared to something like a post gym, I would always choose post gym. So far, I haven't found anything that's quite comparable to that. This is up there, but it isn't on the exact same level as that. But I like it, and like I said, if you're actually stacking this with Kill It, you're actually getting more. Now we're starting to see that this is more of a viable product because you're getting. I mean, the Kill It actually ended up having the creatinol O phosphate, even though that's not something where there's a ton of studies on it, but you're seeing a higher dose when you combine these two things with that, and you're getting other things in the Kill It that you're not getting here, so you're kind of getting that well-rounded amount of different supplements that are going to aid you in recovery and aid you in your workouts. And I'm also going to do the review on the nitric oxide supplement that he has, and then we're going to add even more to that, because then you start to build really to a decent stack. Now, these products individually, I mean, this one's decent compared to Kill It. Kill It's okay. I mean, it's not my first choice. It's kind of like just a standard pre-workout. this, as far as a branched chain amino acid, it's above what you typically see because a lot of products are literally just branched chain amino acids. So this has a little bit more in it, and it's good dose. It's a decent price for it also, but when you stack these two together, and when I do the review for the nitric oxide boost, that's when you're really starting to see, okay, these things are together a pretty good package. But then you have to kind of compare: do I want to spend $100 something to get this, the NO supplement, the nitric oxide supplement, and the pre-workout on top of all of that, and create that stack or not? So, like I said, individually, this is a decent product. I definitely would actually recommend this if you're looking for a decent pre-workout, or not pre-workout, sorry, branched chain amino acid drink. I'm still always gonna, like, right now, nothing can top for me post gym. It's just one of the better ones that I've found out there. So, but this is up there, not the same level, but pretty close. So, I hope you guys like this review. I hope it helps to break down what's in this and what it's doing for your body. If there's any other reviews that you want to see, also definitely let me know. I want to try and get rolling more on these in the future, but I also want to get feedback as to what you would like to see reviewed, or what you don't quite understand with the supplements, and what you want information on with this. And I'm going to roll out in the next couple weeks with the nitric oxide one, and with that video I'm actually going to cover everything. I'm going to tell you, like, all together, is this a good deal or not, and kind of go over all the overlapping stuff if you're stacking some of these nutrients and supplements and whatever's in there, amino acids, all of that, what the amounts are going to be and all of that, and then we'll kind of break that down a little bit. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you've seen, please hit the subscribe button, and I'll check you on the next video.